Hello everyone, I'm a second presenter. My name is Ronny Rianagustinus bin Mohd Yunus from DPE4. As for today, I'm going to present to you the research that my group did earlier, and the title of our research would be Motivation and Attitudes of Malaysian Polytechnic Undergraduates Toward Learning English. For this research, we are focusing on English use and class anxiety. This research is a mini project for subject DUE 5012 Communicative English 3. And here, I would like to thank my lecturer, Mr. Muhammad Zaki bin Yahya, for the guidance on how to conduct the research. I'm going to present 4 bar graphs, 2 for English class anxiety and another 2 for English use anxiety. The x-axis shows rating while the y-axis shows the number of students. For the legends, the graph will consist of 6 different sets of data, starting from blue, strongly disagree, orange, moderately disagree, gray, slightly disagree, yellow, slightly agree, light blue, moderately agree, and the last one is light green, strongly agree. I would like to start with English class anxiety. The first graph shows if students would feel embarrassed to volunteer answers in English class. A total of 27 students have been agreed and 23 students goes to disagree option. Most of the students, which is 14, are slightly agree to the statement. The second highest data goes to slightly disagree with 12 students. 4 moderately agree, strongly agree, and strongly disagree have differed by 1, which is 8, 7, and 6 numbers of students. On the other hand, the lowest data is 3 have chosen moderately to disagree. This shown that more than half the number of students feel embarrassed to volunteer answers in their English class, and 26 students are slightly differ between agree and disagree. The next bar graph here presents if the students who come whenever they have to speak in their English class. 4 over 5 students agree with the statement, while the other 1 over 5 have disagreed. From the total of 40 students agrees, there are 15 students slightly agree, followed by 14 students strongly agree, and 11 students moderately agree. Next, we can see there are 9 students slightly disagree with the statement. It's just 1 student moderately disagree, and none of them will strongly disagree. The graph has indicated the positive number of students toward anxiety in classroom. For the next 2 graphs represents about English use anxiety. For this graph here, it shows if students would feel uncomfortable when speaking English anywhere outside classroom. From the graph, a total of 29 students agrees, while 21 students oppose with the statement. The highest data, which is 13 students, goes to slightly agree, following with slightly disagree with the difference value of 1. Next, the moderately and strongly agree have the same number of 8 students. We can also see there is 6 students that strongly disagree with the statement. The lowest data with the number of 3 students goes to moderately disagree. We can conclude here that students are just slightly differ between agree and disagree with the statement. The last graph shows that if students have a strong desire to know all aspects of English, more than 70% of students are agree with the statement, while just 14 out of 50 are disagree. The highest rating is strongly agree with 15 students, followed by slightly agree and slightly disagree with 11 students. There are 10 students moderately agree. Next, the least number of students are strongly disagree, which is 1 student, and the second lowest is moderately disagree with 2 students. This graph also shows positive output towards the desire about English, but there are 22 students just hanging between agree and disagree. As for recommendations, lecturers can create interesting lesson plans by the help of different strategies, techniques, and procedures in which the students' attention is gained. encouraging students to become more active participants and cooperate in the process of teaching and learning, help them learn the language better. Since high motivation and positive attitude attribute to the process of learning, language lecturers can suggest the following tips to their students to motivate them more. The first one is set goals for themselves. Next is build in some fun and pleasure through or with language. The third one is control their feelings. And the last one is interact with others. I have done with my presentation. Thank you for listening.